So hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with a very special The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now, before we start off this video, you've probably already seen the title and the thumbnail, and just because of what this video is about, I would just like to show you all the rest of the animals that were in this particular multiplayer session. So, as you're going to see, they were all very small. I went through this session for between 50 minutes and an hour after shooting the animals in question mentioned in the title, and I saw nothing else good in any species. I mainly focused on whitetail because it was their drink time, but I saw no signs of anything being wrong with any species. There were also plenty of animals being shot in the chat, and I saw no diamonds being shot. So I am 110% convinced this was a legit session. I also checked the other people in the session weren't using any kind of flying hacks or anything. I watched on the map and they were all moving normally, but I was just incredibly cautious after having such an amazing experience to make sure that this wasn't any kind of modded server. That was my biggest fear, is that I would discover that this was some kind of cheated server, but hand on heart, I spent ages checking through and I saw no signs of anything even remotely suspicious. Now, something else I do just want to mention is, like I said, you'll see other people shooting things and harvesting things in the chat and talking in the chat, etc. And you'll notice that their names are basically just like little boxes. That does not mean that this is a hacked session. I have seen this as a rumour in the community that if you see that, it means it's a hacked session. It doesn't. It just means that those are characters or emojis, stuff like that aren't recognised. So it could be just a different language. That's probably what this was, seeing as I was playing on worldwide servers last night. And yeah, it's not a sign of a cheated server. You would see just max level animals everywhere, rares everywhere, just all kinds of crazy things if this was some kind of cheated server, which is why I spent so very long after just making sure that everything was legit. As far as I could tell, the other people were hunting birds and practically whatever else they could find, so they were off doing their own thing and I was doing my own thing when this happened. I was actually looking for rare capercaillie and level 3 mountain hares, and I ended up finding a pretty amazing herd of whitetail. Now, one last thing that I want to mention, yes, this is multiplayer. No, it doesn't mean that I stole someone's great one. As far as I can tell, this wasn't the original host of this server anyway, because of the little character icons on the map. They weren't the right colours normally for it being the original host. In fact, I was the colour that an OG host normally is. So as far as I can tell, this wasn't the original person that was actually hosting the server at this point, but it is a public server that was open to anybody to be able to join. So it's not stealing in any way, shape or form. You know, like I said, it wasn't the original host, as far as I can tell, that was hosting the map anyway, but even if it was, this was a server that was opened to public multiplayer for anybody to join anywhere in the world. So anything on this map was absolutely fair game. But now, with those details out of the way, let's move on to talking about this incredible experience I had. So right there, I spotted the level 3, and then I thought I could see something else, and boom, right there managed to spot it. A level 10 Fabled Whitetail. That is a big rack great one, running alongside a level 3. And my heart was beating so incredibly hard that it was almost painful. I had literally just woken up and I just had a feeling that I should go on multiplayer. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and I just had this feeling that said, go on multiplayer. And I had great ones on the mind. I was thinking that maybe I would start another great one grind because, you know, recently I haven't had as much time to put into Call of the Wild and I really wanted to get sort of back into it the way I was before. And I thought a good way to do that might be by starting off with a great one grind. And maybe I should do a whitetail grind on Rev on Thule and see if I could get the drop time rack. And I thought, do you know what, for now, I'll just go into multiplayer, see if I can get some stuff for one of my normal trophy compilation videos. And like I said, I really wanted to try and find some rare capercaillie, rare hazel grouse, rare and diamond mountain hares. And that's why I was in the area that I was. And I heard that links call, went to look for the links, and honestly, as I turned, I just had no idea that there would be whitetail even there. And then there was a level 3 and a level 10 right beside it. oh, it was just the most insane moment. And immediately I go, okay, this could be a dodgy server. This could be, you know, maybe not legit. Seeing any kind of level 10 on any server immediately would make me question that, or any super rare or anything like that. If I see something ridiculously good in a multiplayer server, my mind always, unfortunately, jumps to worrying that it might be a non-legit server, because I don't want to shoot something that's not legit. And I thought, okay, I've seen nothing wrong with this server so far. I'd already seen several birds, moose, other whitetail, seen nothing good. So I thought, okay, we'll take the Great One down with the brand new 243 handgun. And as you saw there, he gave me a great frontal shot, which was a bit risky, but this was multiplayer. Again, this is multiplayer, so I wanted to try and get a shot into this thing as quickly as possible. You never know if you're going to get kicked or server connection issues, anything could happen. So, took him as quickly as I could there. Thankfully, it paid off. He didn't go very far, and he went down. And I pick him up, and he is a great one. 635.89. This is my second ever big rack Great One whitetail in multiplayer. And I thought, okay, I'll shoot this, and then I'll look around after shoot, because obviously I'd shoot the level 3 as well, and look around, and if it ends up that I end up finding more animals like this, I'd just delete them, take it on the chin. It wouldn't be the first time that I've ended up, unfortunately, in a server that I didn't know was hacked, and then had to delete things that I'd got excited about and taxidermised, etc. And obviously, if I ever do encounter a session like that, the first thing I do is leave and then delete anything that I had shot without knowing. And it's always an unfortunate situation, and I think that added to the tension is what I'm trying to say. Because, oh my gosh, it's a great one in multiplayer. But also, is it legit? Is it right that I'm getting this excited? You know, is this genuine? Is this genuine? And that was the thing in the back of my mind the whole time was, I need to check the rest of the session out. And as you will have seen from the footage at the start, I really did go through. I went to all of the lakes that I think are pretty good for whitetail when I've been in multiplayer before, and checked them out. And the best things I saw were a couple of max weight estimate level 2s that weren't even that big. And so the more and more I'm looking through this server, the more and more I'm like, this has to be real. This has to be real. How? How on earth? I've seen other people get great ones in multiplayer and always thought, gosh, that's really lucky. That has to be insane odds. And then it happened to me last night. And I was just trying to hopefully get some cool stuff with the new weapons or some cool trophies in general to put into a video. I wasn't even hunting whitetail. I wasn't looking for whitetail, I was looking for birds. And this happened. I just don't know what kind of luck that is. If that lynx hadn't called, I don't know if I'd even have seen them. It was only because of the lynx that I looked over in that direction. Oh man, I can't believe that this happened. This is a few hours ago now that this happened, and now I'm recording it. And it still hasn't quite sunk in. I just killed my 7th Great One whitetail on multiplayer. Wow. Just wow. I mean, I don't really have the words for it. And look at that shot. It barely got into that lung. Barely. It was such a risky shot to take. I don't really think I fully thought it through. I was just in so much panic. This was genuinely one of the most panic-inducing things I've ever seen on multiplayer. In fact, it might be the most panic-inducing thing I've ever seen on multiplayer. I just went for the shot without really thinking, oh gosh, it's the 243. It's probably not going to do, the greatest job at getting penetration on a frontal shot. I just went for it. I'm so glad it paid off, because that actually means that my first trophy in the live game with any of the new handguns is a great one. Because all of the other trophies that I took with the handguns were actually during early access. So this is the first trophy animal I'd taken in the live game with any of the new handguns, and it's a great one. And then I had this level 3 to go and get as well. And this level 3 is definitely going to be a diamond with that minimum estimate of 256. And he looked pretty big, so I was hoping that he would be a decent scoring buck. And as you can see, he's really not going very far there. He's going down pretty quickly from a shot with this 243. Honestly, I have so much trust in this gun now. This is going to be a main loadout edition. I think this might be my lucky gun. Just absolutely awesome. Now, there is a little bit of an unfortunate bug going on here. It's a bug that I've experienced before, and as far as I know, it is a known bug, but I will report it once again. So as you'll see and hear, we have the Great One music when picking up this level 3 whitetail, and you'll notice the true score at the top there is highlighted. It's a bit of a weird thing. I have experienced it before when I shot my 5th Great One whitetail in single player and then harvested a diamond that had also spawned at the same time. It did the same thing. The diamond, when I picked it up, had the Great One music, the highlighted true score, and the true score had the information from the Great One, if I remember correctly. It's a weird bug. I don't know what causes it, but as you'll see, it basically still has the information for the Great One on the right hand side there. Or actually, I should rather say it's displayed as being the info for the Great One. You can see it's still the score of this buck, 262.22, but things like number of abnormal times is still 40, which is what it was for the Great One. So it's a little bit mixed up and it's very odd. Like I said, I had it with my 5th Great One whitetail, and I will link that in the description in case you're curious to see that as well. Just as proof that it is just a bug and not something weird going on. It is just a bug. But it's a little bit unfortunate because it's an odd thing to see on just a normal diamond having the Great One harvest screen. But like I said, I will report that bug once again, and hopefully that'll get fixed eventually. But more importantly, I finally then went and put this beautiful buck in my lodge after finally checking out the rest of that session. As soon as I had checked through everything and I was satisfied that it was completely legit, I took him straight to the trophy lodge and put him up opposite my Great One black bear. What an awesome buck. I really didn't expect this today. I had no idea. It was just so weird waking up with the thought of, do you know what, I should go on multiplayer. There's just some draw to multiplayer, and then this happens. I really don't know why that happened, but it was just incredible. And I'm just completely and utterly blown away. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect to ever find a Great One in multiplayer. It's just crazy. It's completely crazy. And yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled to bits. Like I said, my heart was absolutely racing. I was shaking. I was so nervous about messing it up. And like I said, because it's multiplayer, it could have been shot by someone else and I wouldn't know about it. I've had that with diamond animals before, where you shoot what you think is going to be a diamond and pick it up and it hasn't got the score because it had been shot by someone else with like a 22 or something. And, you know, there's just so much that can go wrong with one being in multiplayer. But it all went really, really well, and I just can't believe that it's actually happened, and I cannot wait to actually put this video out and share it with you all, because this was just crazy, and I cannot express how crazy this was. I was completely just completely speechless. Speechless, I think, is definitely the right word for when I saw this absolute giant in multiplayer. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video. Not the longest video, as, you know, I didn't have time to take lots of up-close footage or pictures of this Great One. It was kind of a shoot it as quickly as possible situation, as most multiplayer stuff is. But so cool. And this was really, really special, and I'm just, yeah, I'm over the moon. So I really hope you've enjoyed watching, and thank you so, so much for all your support as always. It really does mean the world. And yeah, like I said, I really, really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so, so much for watching once again, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.